Howdy, howdy! How are you today? And today I'm gonna share to you the most important part in leadership. And I know that you are so excited for today's video because this video is a very special for us to discover and also to understand our function and the way we relate to people and the most effective way to understand something about leadership. And sometimes if you have no knowledge about what we are doing, then along the way of our journey as a leader, as a follower, or as an individual, along the way of our life, we will miss something that is so important, that we sometimes we keep on looking and we keep on searching. But I know that this video is gonna help you on how to improve yourself, and also to be aware that sometimes we are making excuses, but we have no idea that that thing would demerits would reduce our effectivity as a leader. So I'm going to share to you about, are you ready? Are you ready to read, and are you excited? Are you ready right now to hear and to watch this video? Okay, let's jump in right now. So I'm gonna share to you right now the importance of responsibility and accountability as a leader. So sometimes we are too familiar about the word excuse, and without our knowledge, sometimes we keep on using this even as a leader. And the word excuse is commonly defined as a reason or explanation put forward to defend or justify a fault or offense. So history's greatest leaders have always fostered cultures of commitment, trust, and performance, where the action is valued over rhetoric. So leaders who issue or accept excuses are complicit to muting performance and fueling mediocrity. So meaning, if you are always making excuses as a leader, if you keep on blaming other people without accepting your fault, meaning it will reduce your effectivity as a leader, meaning you will become ineffective along the way of your journey as you keep on leading people. So this is a question for today. Why is leadership accountability so important? And why do so many leaders struggle to maintain accountability? So let me share to you that this is our question right now. And before that, what is responsibility anyway? So responsibility is the ability to respond to situations and events in our lives, as well as to perform or complete assigned tasks. So responsibility is often associated with blame, fault, or guilt, which could be one of the reasons people are quite resistant to taking responsibility. In reality, it is a personal, mature, and conscious choice. And what is accountability? So accountability is the recognition and acknowledgement of our responsibilities and being answerable for the outcomes of our actions, decisions, and mistakes. So meaning, let's be aware and let's define between responsibility and accountability, because sometimes we don't understand these two words. And today I'm gonna elaborate to you, and I gave to you already the definition of the two words, responsibility and accountability. So accountability includes acceptance, consenting to receive or undertake something offered. Next is obligation, accepting the blinding or the binding power of promise. Next is ownership, taking responsibility for an idea or problem. Answerability, explaining actions or decisions. Choice, making a decision when focused with two or more possibilities. Commitment, being emotionally and compelled to an agreement or responsibilities. And here's the thing right now. The difference between these two concepts is this: you are responsible for things and you're accountable to people. So both are a conscious choice that comes from within. So meaning if you are responsible for something, then it includes your position, it includes your obligation and your duty that needs to be accomplished. Meaning if you have been entrusted with responsibility and with position, you should become responsible for it. But here's one thing when you are accountable, meaning you are responsible for your duty, for your obligation, for a certain position that has been given to you, but it takes accountability for people. Meaning accountability is much more weighty compared to responsibility. Meaning if you are accountable for something as a leader, then you need and you are willing to accept your fault. You are willing to take rest, and you are willing to experience the consequence of what you have been doing and what you have been entrusted to people and underneath you. And that's how I understand responsibility and accountability. So although these terms are often used as synonyms, several characteristics separate them. For example, responsibility refers to the obligation to perform the task or comply with the rule. Accountability implies answerability for the outcome of the task or process. Responsibility is imposed, whereas accountability is accepted. Responsibility can be partially delegated, but it is impossible to delegate accountability. So meaning if you are responsible, you can delegate the task to someone, but it's impossible for you to delegate accountability. So meaning it's so important for you to understand accountability. That's how we understand to become effective as a leader, and also a leader that worth following and worth listening. Then you don't need to delegate the accountability, but you can delegate the responsibility to people. So responsibility may or may not be measured as part of a certain performance, unlike accountability, which is and should be measured. So responsibility defines our duties to ourselves and others, and accountability demands us to be answerable upon fulfillment or non-fulfillment of our responsibility. Next is responsibility is a binary and linear, whereas accountability is non-binary and non-linear. So you need to understand these two words, because if you don't understand responsibility and accountability, then sometimes you keep on leading people, but sometimes you are answering questions, or you are questioning yourself. Why is it that I am so ineffective in my area? Why is it that people are not listening to me? Sometimes you are demanding respect and honor from people, but actually you didn't understand what you are doing, because you have no idea what is accountability and responsibility. Meaning you are willing to accomplish your task and your duty in a specific position, but actually your goal is to make it sure that there is no problem when it comes to handling people. So people are so important. People are more important than your position, because without people you have no position and you have no entitlement. The purpose why you have entitlement and you receive entitlement is because of people. So you should first focus your life, your attention, everything that you have, just be focused on people before you take responsibility. Because if you understand how to love people, how to become so kind to people, how to help people, how to affirm, how to empower people, how to just give your ideas, if you're a great leader, if you're a true leader, then you are willing to just reveal your secrets, because that's how you deal with people. That's how you give away your life. That's why you became a leader, because of your experiences, because you don't want people that are following you to experience the same experience that you have been experiencing before, and you want the people that who are following you would become effective and much more bigger and much more influential than you are as a leader. And that's your reward. Your reward as a leader is to make it sure that the people who are following you, your subordinates, and even the people whom you are mentoring and coaching, they will become more effective and much more influential than you are. And that's how we perceive, and that's how we understand leadership. So there are three leadership and accountability that we need to understand. Number one, trust. Trust is accountable leadership, fosters trust. When leaders take clear accountability to people, will have faith that their actions are in the best interest of both the organization and the workforce. So meaning, if you have trust, if you are a leader, if you are accountable, meaning you are always willing to make that trust so valuable, as you keep on leading people. Trust is very important. You can build trust not overnight. It takes so long to build trust. It takes years, 15 years, 20 years, but actually it can be broken. It can be ruined even in one day or even in 1 minute. So you should be careful, and you should guard, you should protect your trust from people. Meaning, if you are trustworthy, then you are not perfect, but actually you are doing your best to protect the trust from other people. That's because that's your capital, and that's how you value relationships, and how you can be trustworthy and accountable to your job and to your position. So by living the company's values, or by living the church values, leaders at all levels set tangible examples of good behavior. This builds trust with team members, and who can see what leaders are veering off track and hold them accountable. Next is integrity. So integrity is a lack of personal accountability undermines a leader's integrity. Acting with integrity helps you become a better leader. Integrity is very important for us to maintain our words and actions much together. And if we have that kind of integrity, if you want to say, okay, well, let's set a schedule and let's do this together. And if you promise something for people, and you would want to become a person that would help them, and also if you want to maintain and to protect your integrity, then it's advisable for you that every promise you are gonna say to people, you should be aware and put that into calendar, and also you should prove it to them that what you're doing is not just easy, but it's serious. So that's how I project accountability and responsibility, that you are not just saying a word, you're not just promising people what to do, and also promising people to help, but also there's always an action after you said a word to people. So next is communication. Communication is all we need to maintain that responsibility and accountability as a leader. Communication is very important. We need to clarify things before we delegate responsibility to our subordinates. It's so important for us, because one mistakes if we are not communicating so clearly and with question and answer, and also if you are not careful and to delegate, and if it is not clear to them about the things that we are delegating and entrusting to them, then it costs a lot. It will create a huge gap of carelessness and even consequences. So it's so important for you to maintain that communication, and always remember, be humble and always willing to to learn something, because I believe that if you want to be a leader, then you are willing to learn, and you're willing also to accept correction and advice from the people, especially the people who love you the most. Thank you for watching, and see you on my next video. Bye bye.